Alright, so next, a couple little tidbits on this drawing. So, got them all placed there into place. Again, is a very tight fit here. I could maybe slide this one down just a tiny bit to give me a little bit of space on the top border. But notice here, for example, if you didn't fix this, this is something you need to fix. Whoop, zoomed the wrong way. I always zoom backwards on Inventor. So here, how are those 1.5 and 2.5 dimensions? How easy are those to read? Yeah, not very easy at all. What you can do is hit escape, or what you need to do is hit escape. And when you get the little four-way arrow, when you hover over a number, it just separate those out a little bit. So this one, keep it on the dashed line there. Don't pull it out to here. Keep it on that locked-in dashed line, but pull the number itself down a little bit. So those are just staggered a little bit. And that just makes that so that's very readable, and you can see that very easily. Kind of the same thing here on this one is this 2-inch when you can pull it over a little bit that way. The 1.75, again, keep it locked in, pull it over that way. And that's just much better like that. Anywhere, just go around your whole drawing and kind of look at it like that and see if you have any that are stacked on top of each other. I know you do right over here, probably again, if you didn't modify it. So again, pull one up, maybe a little bit. Oop, keep it side to side there. Pull one up a little bit. Pull one down maybe a little bit. And that is much, much better. And you can actually read what it says. All right, so fix that all the way through in all your drawings. But you should have a nice little packet here of all these pages. We're going to add in one more page to this, so let's go ahead and add one more new sheet. So go new sheet again. On this one is going to be like our first page of the handout, and we're going to create that. So the first thing you're going to do is go up to base, and this time you're going to pick your assembly. So we're going to put in our assembly. And our assembly doesn't go like that. We're going to try to put it like that one in the top right corner. So you can click on the corners of these cubes. So I'm going to click right there on that corner. And that has it there in that orientation. Now, the 1/2 scale I think is a little bit small. So I think I'm going to try this one at 0.75. And I think that looks a little bit better. I'm just going to place that one right there. So again, have it in the right orientation that this L-shaped block is pointing out towards you. And here, it might take some rotating around on your cube to do that. So we're going to go OK, and put that one in there. All right, so get that one there, and we'll go on here in just a moment. Okay, so now, I obviously added color to this one. I shaded it to make it look like that. Now what we have to do is the rest of this handout. We have to do this part here that you see on the handout, which is the kind of the exploded version of this. However, to make that exploded version, we have to do another type of drawing. So we're going to go ahead and save this one here. So let's go ahead and save it. Go save, save, sorry. It's going to be an IDW extension on this. So you're just going to name this Cameron Block. Save it to your right folder, not your page 82 folder. That's where mine's set there. Don't want to save it there. And honestly, I don't want to save mine. But change to your Cameron Block folder and just save this as Cameron Block. And it's going to have the extension of an IDW there. And that's going to be great. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start a new drawing. So go File and New. What do you think? What are we going to create? Well, I haven't created yet. We're going to create an IPN, which is an animation. So go ahead and click on Standard IPN. When you click on this, when it first comes up, it makes you pick what you want to do. We want to pick the assembly to make an IPM, an animation of. So we're going to pick the assembly and go Open. And it just starts you right here on the screen. Yours will look a little bit differently than mine, so let me pull mine down, make it look a little bit more like yours. There we go, is that. I don't know what the heck I've got over here on the side. I'm going to get rid of that screen for right now. And there we go. All right. This has changed a lot over the years. Last year they changed this huge. All this extra stuff down here below is new. But this is your animation. The first thing we're going to do, insert model's already been done. We already took care of that. So now we're actually going to come over here a little ways, and we're going to start tweaking components. So we're going to click on this button that says Tweak Components. I'm going to try to make it just like my handout for right now. And I'm going to pick this part here and click on it. And it gives me a little three-way arrow. It gives me a direction of my X, my Y, and my Z there. I want to move this, and your arrow may be pointing out. Mine's pointing in. That was under tweak components up here at the top. I want my part to move out. So I want to move in this direction. So I'm going to click on it. But if I type a positive number, it's going to be moving further into it the way the direction of the arrow is pointing. So for mine, I need to go a negative number. Yours, depending on which way your arrow is pointing, you may need to go negative or positive. You're going to have to determine that. So on mine, I want to go a negative maybe 3. So I'm going to go -3, and notice it moves that block out. I'm going to hit my little check mark and accept that. Okay, so there's my first tweak, moving out 3 units. What? Am I not recording? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start our new type of drawing. It's going to be in, go to File, and New. We're going to do a standard IPN. With that, it comes up first off and makes you pick a drawing. So you have to pick your camera block assembly. So I'm going to go in here and try to find my camera block assembly. Why it took me to here, I don't know. I'm going to go to my P drive and go find my drawing. It's buried in here. Alright, there. Going to pick my assembly and it plops that in. Then, next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and go to Tweak Components. I'm going to click on this block of my object, and I'm going to tweak it. I want it to come straight out, so the arrow is pointing in. I'm going to put on that arrow, that's the direction I want it to move. But if I type a positive number, it's going to move in. I want to go out negative, so I'm going to go out a -3. And I'll zoom out here a little bit, and I'll hit my check mark, and that's okay for my first step. And why did my... Alright, from here, hopefully you didn't miss that last step. Hopefully I recorded. My recording is kind of messing up there for you. I'm sorry. If it did, just go back a step from here. Alright, so we're going to go next to tweak components. Again, we're going to tweak again. I'm going to tweak that same component once again. I'm going to click there on it. I'm going to move it in this direction this time. And again, this time it's going in the direction of my arrow for me. So I want to move it that way, and I'm going to move it, say, 2 units that way. So 2, and it slides over, and hit my little check mark, and go OK. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and tweak that component again. I'm going to select it. This time, instead of moving, which I'm selected on up here, I'm going to go to Rotate. So we'll click on Rotate this time. And are we going to have an announcement? Maybe not. And rotate, notice you have these 3 different directions you can rotate. I can rotate it here around this axis, spin it this direction, or spin it this direction. I want to rotate it in this axis here, so I'm going to click on it. When you do, it gives me the angle I want to rotate it. I just want to rotate it 90 degrees. So I'm going to type in 90, and hit my check mark. And now I'm going to go ahead and just try to play through that and see what I've got. So what I'm going to do is going to come down here below, and click on the little play button, and I'm going to play it. So it shows me what I've got there. That slides out, slides over, and then twists 90 degrees. Now, it goes pretty slow there. So this is where we're going to start modifying this a little bit. So we're going to pull this up a little bit so I see some more details down here. I see my part 3-2 here. I'm going to hit the little arrow to open it up. And now I see each one of these individual things. If I hover over top of this first section, notice that first little line lights up. If I hover over top of this one, the next line lights up. If I hover over top of this one, the whole part lights up, and that's the rotate. It says rotate there. Right now, this first one's taking 2.5 seconds. I'm going to adjust that time down. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to adjust that time down, and then I'm going to slide this one over to there. And now, let me play that again. It goes really quickly, that first part, then it slides over slow. So that first part took a 1/2 second to do, and it still took 2.5 seconds for the next part. So again, I can adjust this one down, pull this one in, and play again. See, slides out quick, slides over quick, and it rotates really slow. Again, I can adjust that rotation down so it's quick also. And here, it's going to be totally high-tech here. Notice this. I can grab this whole thing, I can slide it, I can do it at the same time as the other one. So now it's going to move there and rotate there all at the same time. Let's try this out and see. Slide out and spin and it's a spin rotate move all at the same time. You can just play with this, do all kinds of different things with this. What I want you to do, instead of making it really simple like the handout, I want you to make some more complex moves. Be creative. do some different stuff. The main thing is I don't want you to break the laws of physics. And what I mean by that is don't move this part and move it through the entire block and make it intersect through other pieces. Things cannot run into each other. You have to make them go around in different places and different positions. But rotate, twist, do all those fun things to it. Move them in several directions. Big part of it is don't move it much more than about 3 inches at a time. I don't want this whole thing that I have to be zoomed out to here because you moved it 697 units. I can't see that. I can't see what it's doing. I'm not going to chase it around the screen. And then the last tidbit is your entire thing, I don't want it to be more than 10 seconds. Because again, if I have a 6-minute long video, I don't want to sit and watch your thing play for 6 minutes when I grade it. 10 seconds, I can see, yep, looks good, looks cool, and I can see what I need to. There we go. Carry on, see what you have, and I don't know if my video is recording or not, but we'll see what you got. All right, make things happen. What?